Hello, and welcome to Mechwarrior Online. Today I'm doing a review of what I refer to as the Last Shadow. This is the Banshee BNC-3E, and this is a special variant. And what can I say about this thing? Well, let's put it this way. When I target a mech and it starts giving me the information about the mech, by the time I have all the information, I've usually stripped off a torso. If it's a light mech and that it was dumb enough to just stand there, it's dead. That's the end of it. It doesn't matter where I hit it, it's gonna die. It's kind of like being shot by a 50 cal rifle. If it hits you in the leg, you're gonna die. Obviously, on a light mech, if you take off a leg, it's not gonna die, but that's what it kind of probably feels like. This mech comes with 5 energy points and 4 ballistic points. And I think it even has a UAV option. And look at this thing. It's got really good side torso, sidearm protections. It's got lots of armor. And if you go with a standard engine, you can put 4 big ballistic weapons in here. Let me show you this thing. So as you can see, I've loaded this thing up with 4 rotary 2s here. Gone with a standard engine with 4 double heat sinks, 2 of them in here and then 2 of them on the outside. And I went with a medium X-Pulse in the head, just as a backup weapon for in the event that all 4 of them lock, because it's not jam chance, it's jam guarantee. It will happen. I've maxed out as much armor as I possibly can on this mech, with 3 in the rear and 109 in the front. And if I remember correctly, no, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you get a little bit more by going down a little bit. Let's see here. Nope. So we're golden there. So let me show you the quirks of this mech. Chassis C build bonus plus 30. Yay! Ballistic cooldown minus 5%. I'm not using PPCs. I don't care. So energy heat minus 5. Ballistic velocity plus 5. And we don't care about PPC heat because I don't use them. Base armor center torso plus 25. Base armor right torso plus 16. Base armor left torso plus 16. And right arm and left arm are getting plus 10 respectively. Firepower 135.5. Speed 56.2. Not bad. Yeah, I mean, it's what it is. Heat management 1.15. Now let me show you something. If I take this guy off, 1.36. So you can see that if I don't even fire this weapon ever, that my heat management is crazy for having 4 rack 2s on board. By the way, 4 rack 2s, this puts me in the league of something like a Corsair or a Fafnir for being able to dish out damage. Now obviously I can't go with really big, like 2 heavy Gauss weapons like you can on the Mauler, but this does dish out the damage really quickly. And for that, I've gone with 6 tons of ammo. Now, as long as you use these sparingly, you can do pretty well on that. And it came down to a choice between being able to have an additional heatsink and having an extra ton, or having the additional heatsink and not having the extra ton of ammo. So, I think I made a good decision. 2 cool shots and a UAV. They're going to keep me nice and cool and nice and toasty as well. And let's take a look. So, this is very different than my LRM builds. I didn't go anything for range. This is a straight brawling mech. So I don't care about range. I went with maximum heat generation control, velocity, magazine, UAC, jam chance, rack chance. Maxed out on all the armors that I could, and as much overheat damage as possible, just in case. I don't want to go into overheat, but you know, it's going to be what it is. I don't want to shut down in front of a mech and have him do a headshot on me like I typically do to others. They pass out, I take a headshot, it's what it is. Kinetic burst and speed tweak, absolutely. I did as much as I could possibly put on here. Cool run, heat containment. As you know, I consider this extra armor. Seismic sensor. I can't begin to tell you how important it is to have seismic sensor. Being able to detect mechs coming up behind you is the difference between doing 200 damage and doing 1100 damage. This is why I run so little armor in the rears, because I have seismic sensor on every one of my mechs without fail. 100% of all my mechs have seismic sensor, and it's something I just learned to do. I add it on there and I make sure that I have it so that I can detect somebody coming up behind me, and there's a better chance of me being able to protect myself in my rear torso. Here we have sensor range. I only added it because I wanted radar deprivation on this. If I could have not had sensor range and gone with radar deprivation, I would have done it. Advanced zoom, that pretty much speaks for itself. And of course, I needed my 2 cool shots in a UAV. Weapon grouping. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. You want to group these up. You don't want to fire all 4 of these at once if you can help it. Now, in some situations, you will be firing these all 4 at once. But so what I did is I grouped up 2 and 3 and then 2 in here. And so how this works is button 1 is these 2 here, and button 2 is these 2 here. So I have the highest ones in one group, so that way I can fire these at my leisure and when I can see it. If I can see it, I can shoot it, and that's the joy of it. So these ones, I don't even have to fire these most of the time, and this is how I conserve ammo. Is I can shoot on these as I need them. When I see something over the top of a hill or something, boom, I'm good. I just fire these until, you know, I get into a situation. If I get into a situation where I'm tanking with somebody, then I bring these online and I bring this guy online. So that way I'm stripping armor as quickly as I can. And these are not obviously cycling, because you can't put cycling on rotaries because they'll never fire. It's just that simple. Yeah, so this is the guy. This, you could also call this Satan's little helper. Whatever you want to call this thing, it's just a beast. It just absolutely is a beast. You can do really well with this if you know how to drive it properly. And remember, you got to shield a lot with your right arm, because you don't have any weapons in here. And this is basically just a giant shield for you. That's all it really is, because you want to make sure you take care of this. So it's kind of like the opposite of a Marauder 3R. With a Marauder 3R, you want to shield with your left, and with this one, you want to shield with your right. Anyway, I hope this was informative, and I hope you consider this mech as a possible viable heavy weapon. And if you're like me and you have this mech because it was a loyalty mech, make the best of it.